Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is good, except for there's like a massive windstorm right now. No rain, just huge gusting winds, which is really annoying and loud. So maybe the garbage can might hit the garage door and we'll know because it's been blowing around all day. Anyway, I've had a weird week. I've been doing a lot of soul searching lately. And something has felt off, and I think I know what it is. And I think that it is I'm not hungry. Uh, and I haven't been for quite some time now. I don't necessarily mean physically hungry. Like I'm not. I mean, I am very hungry. I've been restricting my calories for a year now to you know drop pounds. But I mean I'm not I'm not in need. And I haven't been for a few years now, and I've noticed that is a problem for me. I don't currently have any. I'm not trying to figure out how to make ends meet, and that is a difficult place for me because it makes me feel stagnant. It makes me feel unproductive. It makes me feel uh, a little bit lost, and it means that I'm not doing as much as I could or should do. Uh, I'm not providing as much benefit to people around me, my employers, whatever, because I don't have a need. I've reached a point in life where I'm doing pretty good, and I've also have enough of I don't uh, I'm not afraid of losing right now. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I've reached a point where loss is an option. It's totally an option, meaning that I could lose my contracts, I could lose my job, I'd be fine. I'd be just fine. And I would just move into a different role, no problem. And that's a bad place to be in because without that drive pushing me, I become complacent, and complacency is scary. It's not where I want to be. So I've been pushing that. I think this book project is kind of uh, is kind of my new push, right? I think that if I'm being perfectly honest with everybody involved in my personal life, in my business life, I think my goal is to be self-employed. I think I'm not. Uh, Now that goal is like years away, right? There's no way I could do it right now. Uh, but I think that's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for the ability uh, to work for nobody else. I mean, that's not true. It is, but if I'm working for somebody else in a contractual manner, not in a paycheck to pay, not a this is your responsibility, but more of a, you do this and you do it the way you do it kind of thing. And that can happen. Like that's not to say that won't happen with my current employer, right? I think that um, there's this weird like misunderstanding that working for yourself is somehow something completely different than working for somebody else. And it is in a lot of ways because you are solely responsible for your own success and failure when you work for yourself. But there can't the same sort of fulfillment and enjoyment can come from a regular job that you get from working for yourself. You could be in charge of a team. You could make decisions. You could, all of those sorts of things. You could be in charge of your future working for somebody else, driving growth, driving progress. And so that could very well happen with my current employer. And then this all goes away, and I gain back that there's some nagging part of me that says I'm not striving for anything right now, and I'm not because I don't have to. I'm comfortable. I'm good. I could just sit and read books all night if that's what I want to do. And a lot of times, being a creature of comfort, I do enjoy just sitting and reading books all night. But for me, for my personality, there's some part of me that won't accept it. Like that's not okay. I've worked hard to get where I am through various employers, and I'm happy with where I am financially. My job, there's parts of it I love. My current project, I'm really enjoying working on. My old project, not so much. I would rather just never look at it again. But I will have to go back to it when this new project wraps. Uh, but I'm getting like a 6 month reprieve, right? Um, but I'm not hungry. There's no threat. I'm no longer in debt. I have a mortgage. That's it. Everything else is paid off. I no longer have any sort of hits on my credit report. Everything's cleaned up. Everything's good. I'm good. My bills are, I never have to figure out when to pay them. I just pay them when they come in, or they're set to auto pay. Actually, no, I don't have anything set to auto pay. I don't trust people with auto pay. Um, but I'm not hungry. I'm not striving. And that's so far, so much, that's very much not who I am. um, I'm comfortable when things are going badly. That's when that's when I do my best work. Uh, and so I, I'm conscious of it, which means that I'm definitely going to avoid self sabotage. Like self sabotage is, I've done it before, and I've recognized that I've done it before. I think that my failed marriage was partially a form of self sabotage. It was also her fault, but my side of it was just sabotage. It was just like, I don't want to be. I need to fight. I need to have something to work for, uh, and I don't like that. So I think this book project is a way for me to say, hey, you got to do this. Like, I'd be lying if I said that I want to write this story because I think it's a good story and I want to share it with the world. This isn't a good story. Not intended to be that. It's intended to be like a mass market book. It's intended to be that same tropey goodness. Like it's potato chip. It's not a literary masterpiece. It's intended to be Chevee's writing the dime store novel, like just the stuff that the masses inherits and enjoys, and then it goes away. This isn't. I'm not trying to write the next Stephen King novel or whatever. But the hope is, the hope is that I write this book, I self-publish it, or somebody finds it before I self-publish it and offers me a deal, and then it sells, and then it sells well, and then it gets and then I suddenly have the ability to do what I want to do instead of what other people want me to do. I think that's ultimately where I would like to head. I would like to head to a point, and again, that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to leave the employment world, because there are opportunities in the employment world to do what you want to do, to push what you want to put, to put foot on the gas. Let's do what you want to do because that's bringing the value to the company. So that doesn't mean I'm quitting my job, right? I don't. There is zero plan for that right now. It means that I want to be in a position where I get to drive. I'm in the driver's seat. Whether that's working for myself or somebody else, in a combination of those things, like I am currently. I'm currently have my own employment, my own side job stuff, and I have my day job stuff. That's the ultimate goal, I think. But I got to figure out how to get there. I have a wonderful wife. She does very well for herself. Financially, we're fine. And she would support whatever decision, and I would support whatever decision. If she wants to take time off, go for it. If I want to take time off, go for it. We have that sort of relationship, but I need to be hungry. I need to force myself to strive and not risk letting it slip. Not risk slipping into complacency and accepting mediocrity. That's what I fear. What about you? That was sad. Dude, I'm sorry that we're closing out the week on a. What the hell? We got to get away from I got to get back to the happy stuff. I feel like we've been on a good run of happy stuff for a while. So I hope you have a good weekend. It's going to be a long weekend for me. We get Martin Luther King Day off. So I'm going to read and work in the shop some. Try and get a project knocked out. What are you up to this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is tete-a-tete. There's a noun meaning face-to-face meaning. Some of us had begun to believe that our servants were pilfering from us, so we set down the allegedly guilty parties and had a tete-a-tete. Tete-a-tete. T-E-T-E-A-T-E-T-E. And there's like things and stuff. That's interesting. I thought that was something Stephen King made up in his Dark Tower series. I didn't realize that was a real thing.